Hey guys, welcome to Makeup and Hustle. My name is Vidhi and thank you so much for joining me. Today we're doing a really exciting video. I finally got my hands on Rare Beauty. It's finally available here in Australia in Sephora. So I picked up a few products to try them out, so I thought we would do it together. So let's get started. I've got 4 products from Rare Beauty here. So I've got their foundation, of course. I've got their primer as well, and I got a blush and their concealer. So let's put these guys to the test. So it is about 2:30. I'm gonna try and get at least 8 hours of wear out of this. I don't have anything on my face except for skincare. I'm going to go in directly with the primer. It's got about 28 mils, so a little bit less than an ounce. I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to go in with, but I've taken how much. I feel like I might have taken a little bit too much. So this is always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. You guys know that I go for hydrating products. Feels very cooling, and I definitely think I have taken up a whole lot, but that's okay. It feels luxurious when you put it on, and it definitely is very hydrating, as you can tell. It's not one of those primers that you feel like they're shiny and glossy and stuff like that, but they don't provide any hydration. It definitely feels nourishing on the skin. So that is an A+ for me. So let's go in with the foundation. You do definitely have to shake it a little bit. I got it in the shade 210N, which I believe is like a neutrally shade. Okay, so it's a doe foot applicator. I feel like it might be a little bit dark on me. I don't know. Let's see. I actually don't even know like how much is too much. So we're just gonna, it's still going. Okay, I have to say, like, this doe foot applicator holds a lot of product. I'm gonna go in with the sponge because I just trust the sponge so much. This is by Juno & Co. So let's get to blending. It most definitely feels like I'm not wearing anything on my face. I actually really, really love it. All right, let's try with a brush. I'm just going in with like a flat top brush. Okay, that's really, really funny because I feel like I got a little bit more coverage with the sponge than I am with the brush. It's very interesting. But like also the brush is not very stained, so I don't know if I didn't put enough product, but I can for sure say that this side is definitely got more coverage than this side. So let's go in with a little bit more on this side. It is very thin in consistency. I've obviously gone in with a lot more product now on this side. So definitely stained my brush a little bit now, which is normal for most foundations being my skin tone. But I have to say, like, it just glides on beautifully. It's like just so lightweight, like you can't even feel it on your face. And I'm just sort of pressing everything in with the sponge because I feel like it's just gonna tie everything together really well. It might be just a tiny bit dry, but the shade match is actually pretty good. It does have a slight yellow undertone to this one, a yellowish golden undertone to this one. Just be careful when you're selecting colors because I think you might want to just play up and down with the shade range. I'm going to go in with the concealer. Now with the concealer, I have it in 190W. It does look really, really light in comparison to the foundation. Like, it's got a weird applicator. Oh my gosh, this is really light. It's got a little bit of a weird applicator, so do you see that? It's a bit of an angular one, but I'm gonna start with the smudge. I don't know if this is too much. And I'm just going to use a brush to sort of spread this out first, and then it is pretty sheer, like right off the bat. That looks very sheer. I'm just going to go back in with my sponge and just blend everything out. Okay, I feel like it's not giving me a lot of coverage. So what I might do, I'm actually just going to go in with a little bit more and I'm going to let it sit for a little bit and then hopefully blend it out. I'm not sure how great this is going to be for my dry skin, but that's a lot of concealer. We'll just let that dry for a little bit. Okay. So it's been a few seconds, I guess. Let's blend it out. I guess it's a tiny bit better, but it is making my under eyes look a little bit ashy and I don't usually have that problem. So to be honest, I feel like it's very, very drying. Okay, so for the blush, I ended up getting this Soft Pinch Matte Blush in Bliss, which is like a corally color. of sorts. Okay, so the applicator for this one is a little bit different. It's more like that Fenty Beauty, that hourglass shape one. So I'm low-key scared about this one. I haven't even put my contour or anything like that, but I want to try this one out on its own. It's a beautiful color. I'm gonna go in with 3 dots. What the hell? Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, let's take it up. Let's blush contour today, like everybody does on TikTok these days. I'm gonna go in with the sponge now. Okay, that is a little bit better. One thing I do have to say is that the products don't feel like anything on your skin, which is really, really awesome. Let me just quickly do the rest of my face and we'll come back shortly. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So basically, I haven't done much, but I just did a little bit of my eyeshadows, I did my brows, and I added a little bit of bronzer. I haven't powdered my face because I want to see how it looks throughout the day. It does feel very dry, like it doesn't, it's not transferring on my hands or anything like that. I haven't even set my under eyes, by the way. I normally do, and I haven't, and I can see a little bit of crazing. Again, I'll show you in my vlog camera. I can see just a tiny bit of crazing underneath my eyes, but we'll see how that goes. I haven't gotten any highlighter. Again, I want to see how this wears and like if the shines come through. I want to see that it's the foundation's shine that's coming through and not so much anything else. One thing I do want to mention about the primer, like, do you see how shiny my hands look? I did apply the primer with my hands and I feel like it's very like sticky and very shiny and like very greasy of sorts. It doesn't feel like that on my face at the moment, but my hands definitely feel quite but yeah, let's get into the wear test. I think I was done applying the foundation by like 2:45ish. It is about 3:15 right now. We had a little bit of a trip with the blush. So, oh, by the way, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, please also don't forget to subscribe, and it's free, obviously. And also don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying it and if you want to see more of such videos. Okay, you guys, so I'm directly in front of my backyard door, and this is what it looks like in natural lighting. It's actually very subtle, like I don't really mind it. Like in front of the studio lights, it did look really, really bright and harsh, but in natural lighting, like I think it looks really good, and I feel like my skin also looks very healthy, but I'm really liking it in natural lighting, and also like in my bathroom mirror, like it looked really, really good. So we'll see how it goes. As you guys can see, it's a little bit after 3, so yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. I actually completely forgot to show you guys what it's looking like underneath my eyes, so let's focus. There we go. So you can see a little bit of settling right there. I do have really deep set creases, so it's not entirely the concealer's fault, and we didn't set it, so that's another thing. But you can see those deep set creases are definitely holding the concealer together. So yeah, and like in terms of like the foundation around my nose area as well, it's a little bit textured, so not the best, but I mean it's not too bad. Like it could be a lot worse, and I think like with a different primer and stuff, like we could make it work. So I will try it different ways, but this is what it's looking like with the primer that Rare Beauty released itself. Okay guys, it is 5:09. So we've had this on for about 3 or so hours. I haven't done a whole lot, just a tiny little bit of helping in providing a helping hand in gardening. Hubby's doing most of the work. But yeah, it's holding up pretty well. Just around my eye area, the creasing and that little shit is still happening. But I mean, it's okay. If I do that, it kind of smooths over. So I feel like that coverage is just coming off. As you can see, like you can actually see my skin right there. So I think this one definitely needs setting, but I'm still outdoors. It's holding up pretty well everywhere else. I have been like just sniffly, so I've been rubbing my nose a little bit, but I mean, it's looking not too bad, other than the concealer. Concealer I don't think I'm a big fan of, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just about to have some tea and masala chopra, and yeah. It is 10:48. So which means we've had this on for around 8 hours. I think exactly 8 hours. I did sit down at 2:30, and by the time I got done with everything, I think it was around 2:45. So we've had it on for about 8 hours, and this is what we're looking at. As you can see, like right off the bat, like my under eyes look absolutely horrendous. It's definitely not worn really well underneath my eyes for sure. I think with any concealer I have to set, and I think this one is no different, so I definitely need to set this concealer with powder. Again, it is for combination dry, normal, oily, so it's for everything. It's a radiant finish with full and medium coverage, and it's a liquid formulation. Look, in terms of radiant finish, I'm not too sure if that, I think it may be when it's sitting on your skin. Right now, because it's disappeared, I'm not sure how radiant my under eyes look. I mean, they look terrible to me. So, full medium coverage. I think I would say a solid medium. I think it was more on the sheer side on the first layer, but if you build it up and you let it sit on your skin for a little bit, you can get that medium coverage. Again, it could be the shade throwing me off. If I were to get the right shade, maybe I could build it up to a little bit of a higher coverage, but definitely not full coverage. I don't think so. It was hydrating. Yes, it was a creamy formula. Yes, I agree to that. My only caveat with that was that fact that it made it look ashy, and right now it's completely gone without setting it with powder. So I will try it again and set it with powder and see if that holds up any different. But to me, like, concealer is something that if you've got a concealer that works in your kit at the moment, you really don't need to go running to the store to buy it, if that makes sense. In terms of the blush, it's held up pretty well. I can still see that intensity peeking through. It looks really good and healthy, and it looks like a nice flush of color on my cheeks. So I actually really like the blush. It hasn't accentuated anything like in terms of texture or anything like that. The formula also is pretty pigmented, so like a little bit of this goes a long way. This is about 7.5 mils, so 0.25 fluid ounces. I think like it can last you a really long time. I would love to pair it up with a nice cream bronzer, and I'll see if Rare has a bronzer, and if they do, I will actually pick that up because I think it would pair really well if it's the same consistency and same pigment as that. In terms of the foundation, look, I want to say the foundation feels really comfortable. It doesn't look or feel mask type. Like, it looks really awesome in terms of the way it feels on your skin. Okay, so I'm on Sephora's website at the moment, just going through what this shades, like what it is and stuff like that. So basically, it is for combination dry, normal, and oily skin types, so pretty much right across the board. In terms of coverage, it's medium to sheer, and I have to agree with that. I do think that it is a medium coverage, which is right up my alley at the moment. When I applied it with the brush earlier, it gave me a super light coverage, but with the sponge, I definitely was able to get medium, and the consistency is something that you can build and get higher coverage if you needed to, which is what I did for the second one on this side. Formulation liquid, we already know. So it's a innovative breathable foundation that combines the weightless feel of a serum with buildable medium coverage for truly layerable wear. I agree with that. I think it was buildable. I think it is a breathable foundation, as I've mentioned. Super fluid serum-like texture makes it easy to build and blend your coverage just how you like it, while evening out skin tone and smoothing the look of pores. No clogging or caking. I definitely think like my pores are not accentuated. It was really super easy to blend, as you guys saw. It's a mess-free doe-foot applicator. Lets you apply one dot at a time. Agreed. So the formula helps soothe, calm, and nourish skin with botanical blend of lotus, gardenia, and white water lily. Look, if that's the case, that explains why my extra sensitive skin of late is behaving so well. But it also could be that my skincare underneath is working its magic. In terms of fading and sort of creasing and stuff, I'm definitely noticing creases around my smile lines. That is nothing new. That happens with pretty much every foundation for me. I have been, it's been it's been an active day today. So in terms of active, I mean like I've been working around the house, I've been working in the garden and stuff, helping my husband as he was gardening. And for the last 2 hours, I was catching up with friends, so we were smiling a lot and stuff. And so I can definitely see that settling into my smile lines. Nothing out of the ordinary. I think if I touched it up with powder, like that would look really well. I think it would touch up well as well. One thing I do want to say is I have been sniffly, so I have been rubbing my nose quite a bit of like throughout the day. And it has definitely rubbed off just around my nostrils, but at the same time, I don't know if you can see, but it's definitely rubbed off just around my nostrils here. But at the same time, it doesn't look like it's rubbed off. Like it's fading off really gracefully in that area. My shine, like my oils are definitely coming through, so you can definitely see that. I'm definitely shiny a little bit here, around here, my nose, my little bit around my center of my forehead as well. I want to say like it's a healthy glow. It doesn't feel overly shiny and overly uncomfortable. You know, sometimes when you wear foundations and your oils come through, it starts to feel heavy and cakey. This doesn't feel that way. Actually, I really like this, and I think I can see myself wearing this again as well. To sum it, like, would I apply this again? And if I ran out of it, would I buy it again? As of now, yes. I can definitely see myself putting this in a daily rotation of foundations. I definitely see myself reaching for it again, and I definitely see myself wanting to purchase it again if it behaves this way. Okay, the primer. So it's supposed to hydrate and smoothen your skin, and it is for combination dry, normal, and oily skin types. So again, for everyone. It's got a radiant finish and it's a gel formulation. I agree with the gel formulation. I think it was an interesting formula to apply for sure. It was a radiant finish, yes. Okay, it says apply 1 or 2 pumps of primer to clean, moisturize skin before foundation or concealer for best results. This primer was formulated to create the perfect canvas for a liquid touch weightless foundation. It helps to plump and smooth the appearance of surface texture with hydration and ultra-fine pearls to reflect light, instantly creating a more even tone. Yes, I did definitely saw a reflection, as you guys saw with me as I was applying. It definitely did reflect back, and it definitely did provide a little bit of hydration and a little bit of smoothing and evening out of my skin tone. It was an interesting texture to work with, and not something that I was super comfortable with. And after my entire application, like I found my hands to be a little bit sticky, and a little bit of an interesting residue was left on my hands, which I wasn't a fan of. At first I thought it was very similar to my Fenty hydrating primer, but not quite. It's quite different. I also took a little bit more than 2 pumps for sure. Look, I think the foundation set very well on top of the primer. So I mean, like these two combined, they do work. But again, it's not something that I see myself running out to repurchase. I think I definitely like my Fenty one a bit more because I get more of a moisturizing feel from it. I did initially feel like that with the primer, but the more I wore it, the more I was like, I don't know. I'm missing something. Like it's lacking something. So it's not bad. But it's a so-so formula. But I do want to try the foundation with other primers, especially my Hydro Grip one, and want to see how that works. It does kind of give you like a tacky sort of a texture, and I think because of that, the foundation adheres really beautifully to your skin. So it could be great in terms of that. In terms of the price point, I think it's very similar to the price points of Fenty and MAC. And I think that's a pretty average price here in Australia. So yeah, look, my favorite products in this range, hands down, are these two. So the foundation and the blush are just amazing, amazing products. I think they work really, really well, and I think they do a really good job of like gripping onto your skin and staying on your skin throughout the day. If you're looking for longevity, I think these two have it down because it covers a wide range of skin types. I think you can't go wrong with it. If you're an oily skin person, just set that with powder and I think you would have a great coverage throughout the day. But that's it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Please also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free, like I said earlier. And I hope you guys stick around for more. I have loads to come and I have a few more foundations that I need to test and I just am running out of time. But stay tuned, they're coming up. I hope you guys are staying well, stay safe, especially if you're in Australia and if you're in Sydney. Stay sane, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys!